What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
So I finally made it back to the United States after spending the last 3 weeks in Spain and Italy. And I don't know about this place anymore because the buildings all look like concrete blocks. All the American food I've eaten since I got home has made me sick. But everything costs 10 times as much. Like, as an American, I'm starting to wonder, are we all just like getting scammed? Like, Spain and Italy had amazing food, endless amazing beaches, the world's most beautiful architecture. Everyone there lives longer, and everything costs 1/5 as much. Am I missing something, or are we just getting scammed?
Bruh.
Let's talk about it.
Bruh.
Let's talk about it. You know, when you've been
I know it.
away for a while, you come back and you start comparing.
Yeah, and it's not purposely.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not purposely.
But you're exposed to something that you actually like.
Yeah, and it kind of just wants you, you know, it kind of want to just take you back a little bit. But then you come home and you be like, you know what happened? Why we don't do... And it looked like some easy fixes.
Right.
It looked like some incredible easy fixes. And it just makes you wonder why.
Right.
You know, that's it.
But let's speak on coming back and having to ease our way back into eating our food.
See, if I want to say what I want to say, but I don't want to give too much away. But the food where we are is good.
Right.
The fix was very transactional. It was good.
Yeah, but when it comes to eating fast food, that's what we felt. We felt the sickness, like, something in this that we shouldn't be eating.
Yeah. It just wasn't hitting the same. But yeah, hey, I know exactly what's going on right here.
You know what I realized about being an American and moved to Europe? Part 2. So why does the rest of the world use a 24-hour clock, but America uses the 12-hour clock? And then on top of that, they want to call the normal 24-hour clock, which everyone else uses, military time. The way that they tell time out here should be the only way that anyone does it. We shouldn't call it a different name. They're not the weird ones here, bro. We're the weird ones calling it military time. It makes no sense. And military time, or the 24-hour clock, makes so much more sense than the way we do it back there in America. Like, you got to think about AM and PM and all that kind of stuff. Out here, when a new day starts, it's 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on.
So he know, but he know about the daylight. He know about the light out there in Europe, the situation. I mean, boy, till he found out Ethiopia pushed back. The times is all crazy. We all looking at it at what we think it's supposed to be, but in our location, the neck of the woods, this is how we was raised to know about it.
Right. So Ethiopian time, they're different from
they like
else,
totally.
Right? They start when the sun come up.
If I'm not mistaken. Exactly. Yeah.
So when we were abroad, that was a little different. You know, because they was like, okay, so at 1949, at what? Okay, let me take out this computer. I mean, the phone.
They're really going off of that military, what we call military time. And they don't call it military time.
It's an adjustment.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment. I don't really know whether I care or not. If we did it or not. I don't really, I guess because we used to it.
I think also how our schedule was set up, we know we know what time we can start making our fixes. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's ever been an instance, of course, minor things, but like, okay, let's say if there's a meeting and it's at 7 o'clock. Of course, it's going to be at 7 a.m. and not 7 p.m. Because who having a meeting at 7 p.m.?
Hey, trying to get it. Hey.
So one major difference I have learned after living in Europe for many years and now moving back to America is that there's no tap to pay. In Europe, the standard is tap to pay. Just tap to pay, tap to pay, tap to pay.
This must
Why
be
would I hold all my cards in the wallet if I could just tap to pay with my phone? Now, I'm in Corvallis, Oregon at Winco. I parked way far away now. I'm like, I get to the checkout and I'm like, yeah, no problem, boom. Oh, we don't have tap to pay. Oh, so I have to, and it's luckily I even brought my wallet. I wouldn't even normally bring my wallet. I gotta go all the way back to the car and get it. Come on, man, what are we doing here? It's 2025.
That's crazy.
Why
though.
is tap to pay not standard?
Bro, that's crazy because I'm looking at it like, yo, when we did get the chips on the card, we used it for just a chip.
Right. I remember
it was just a chip. We didn't like the chip. And when tap to pay came, I wasn't even knowledgeable like that it started. I just started seeing people, you know, hitting their car. I seen blue lights on the register, and I'm like, oh, so we could, y'all got tapped? But it's 2025.
Right. They depend on our phones, like us buying a new phone to update us that this is a new thing. Like, I'm still getting used to tap to pay, honestly. Like, Dion, baby, he like, use tap to pay. And I'm like, how you do this thing? Like a little grandma.
Like a little grandma is crazy. Okay. Okay.
Around the world. That's just something I'd never even thought of, didn't even consider.
Some places probably not even up to date.
Tapping to pay.
Gotta be what it is.
Norway, all over the other countries of Europe I've been to. Not just one. I've been to many, many different ones. I don't think that Europe is just one country like you think Americans do. But anyway, now I've got my wallet, got my cars, gotta go back. The struggle.
Nobody keep cash on them no more? I keep a couple dollars on them? Nobody keep cash on them no more? What city? Hey, what city? What city is she in? Somewhere in the south?
A small town. Now they, come on, y'all. I feel like this is gonna be copyrighted. This song.
You can hear it, yeah, because. Nah, bro, low key, I'm low key feeling this POV, bro, because people don't get a chance to show that expression. Like when you in the South, you're gonna get like some people gonna randomly hit you with a smile and keep going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like our Southern hospitality, there are a lot of culture bearers, that's keeping that alive. But I feel like the newer generations is losing that. People are mean.
The switch is happening. It happened.
I think a lot of Americans realize is how quickly and drastically the United States, specifically the Midwest, where I'm from, has really changed in the last 8 years. So I have now lived in Hamburg, Germany for 8 years. I have not lived in the U.S. since then. I visited maybe, I think, 4 or 5 times in those 8 years. The area that I lived in was always a pretty conservative area. Basically, all of my family growing up were Republicans. They voted very conservatively. And a lot of the laws kind of reflect that in Missouri. But the switch between being a conservative Republican, somebody who just wants, government out of their lives, and now going into this like very cult-like, very dramatic, radical behavior is something that's really shifted in the last 8 years exponentially.
I get what she's going, child. I get it.
I mean, the word she used was behavior. I feel like that's the problem. Behavior. Imagine you in a room with kids. What's the first thing you're going to talk about after they leave? Whether they were some good kids or some bad kids. Okay. And you come back after a stretch and you say it's the behavior of the people, that's a big noticeable thing.
This time period is starting to remind me of time periods that we read about in our history.
Oh,
that ain't good at all.
Like you talking about around when they had like the
rallies and all. Let's call it real. Marching down the streets.
I'm trying to say it with the little pants ripped and everything, and had little boots and all that stuff.
Talking about the white sheets.
That's wild business.
I ain't about to sugarcoat nothing.
No, that is wild business. So, but the pants was still a description though. That's usually what they would have
like
on.
Goats.
It wasn't never. It was like a farm like type of fabric all the time.
A bed sheet.
A bed sheet too.
I used to have a lot of friends that I grew up with in high school where we would have pretty similar beliefs. I was a lot more on the right side because that's just how I was raised. My parents were both conservative Republicans, and so when you are a conservative Republican, your kids kind of follow along until they don't. But a lot of the friends that I had back in high school are people that probably would not like me very much right now. I mean, I do recognize that living in Germany has really influenced how I live, really influenced the political, religious, societal things that I think should be implemented into a society. Stuff like universal basic income, universal health care, public education being free for everyone, things that as a young adult, as a teenager, I would have looked at myself and kind of scoffed. So I can kind of see where people that I grew up with, they see these ideas that I have now and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so radical. But also, they are now spouting a lot of like anti-vaccine rhetoric, QAnon rhetoric, stuff like talking about how they think like Robert Kennedy is still alive, just really insane things that you wouldn't think would be coming from these rational people that I grew up with. I mean, I have teachers from elementary school that I absolutely love.
Hold on, wait a minute. That is insane. First of all, we're gonna touch on that. But ain't that kind of like when we was like, hold on, Pac's still alive?
No.
That wasn't the time Pac was still alive in everybody's eyes. Everybody's like, who shot?
Who was saying?
And everybody.
They still be saying that he alive.
But hold on. What I'm trying to say is that at some point there's an age gap where your right. what happens to you in history and the time frame we in today. So how old would this man have been right now?
About 100.
About 100 years old.
About 100. Getting near 100. And what do y'all think he would be doing if he was alive? I think he would be resting. Okay? Okay, anyway.
100 is a stretch. Whoa.
They were like my favorite people in the world, and they still genuinely believe, that the election was stolen, and they still talk about it. It's such a drastic change in the last 8 years. I can barely even go back there because it's just not where I grew up. It's not that place anymore.
I'm curious on like Europeans' opinions on why they don't like Americans.
I'm an American that's been living in Amsterdam for about 8 years now. I'm completely integrated. My partner is Dutch, which is why I moved out here. I speak the language. I've got primarily Dutch friends. And here are some of the reasons why I have found that the Dutch particularly don't like American. So the Dutch mentality is all about nuchterheid, is the word that they use, and it's about being down to earth. It's about being level-headed. It's about being just like everybody else. Nobody is better than anybody else. And if you look at the American mentality, it's completely the opposite. Yeah. It's about trying to be better than everybody else, trying to be the star, trying your hardest to be something. They find that type of mentality completely rude, dishonest, and how they like to call it, fake. The second biggest reason is because Americans are brought up with the idea that America is better than everybody else, this savior complex that they saved everybody, they are the example, and that couldn't be further from the truth. If you look at things like gun control, healthcare, safety, equality, I mean, the US is the worst. Not admitting to that is something that they completely hate. And lastly, I don't know why, but there is this view that Americans are dumb. You try
to get certain Americans to admit that we are bad. It's like trying to turn them against their football team.
Child. That's why they got this new little
it won't work
movement that they done created.
and you cannot get them to change that. They won't. That would never. That's mind bending to them. Mm-hmm. It can't happen.
I think. Speaking as a Black American, our patriotism is a little different. Like, we could talk about America. But nobody else gonna talk about America. you know, like, we gonna talk about it because...
You know.
But you have to be real enough to point out the flaws. Beyond that, you gotta be real enough.
Yeah, the beginning of 2025, all I said was accountability.
Yeah.
That's all it is, really, is accountability. And I feel like there are areas where, there's some things that made a drastic change, and you gotta like say, you know what? Yeah, I was a reason for that. I was part of that. Mm-hmm. Some people just don't want to say it.
Yeah, and I know because of the type of video we're doing, there are gonna be people who's like, no, just say you're American, baby. Listen.
I don't know. They don't be in here.
The history.
They don't come through the door. I don't be seeing them no more.
You don't see them no more.
Nah, I don't be seeing them.
But this about to open up a can of worms. They gonna come back. But you gotta understand our history and see what's going on now to understand. I'm proud to be a Black American. If I was to, I don't believe in that, but if I was to reincarnate into something else, baby, make me Black American again, please.
Powerful.
Dumb to them. I think that's something we're never going to be able to change. They're always just going to view the American mentality, the American mindset as just dumb.
Oh, snap.
After 8 years living here, I can safely say that I totally agree with the Dutch mentality, and I share their view on us Americans, sadly. As much as I love my American friends and my American family, I don't love my country, and I only saw freedom and opportunity until I left.
Ooh. Ooh. But I ain't done though. I'm gonna always hold up. Pause that. I'm gonna always remain a student at life. I'm not dumb. Of course, you need to learn something new every single day. I've always had that mentality since I was a little girl. You have to learn something new every day. But I would never say, oh, I'm dumb. No. I may be ignorant to some things, but once I learn it, I will know it.
Powerful. Very necessary.
Yeah.
Very.
So we're going to end this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed it with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.